everyone! So today I'm going to be sharing with you guys some of my top favorite performances from Mama's 2020. So this year, obviously Mama's was slightly different because there wasn't a live audience, at least physically there. But nonetheless, I do want to congratulate Mnet for creating a wonderful show despite having to change certain things. But I really think the setup of the awards this year was really well done. So I asked you guys in my community post which performance from Mama's was your favorite, and so many people voiced their love for a performance for a certain group. And I mean, you guys have taste, chef's kiss, good pick. But at the same time, I'm really surprised that I only think I saw one comment of one group's performance, and that kind of shocked me because I think that group's performance is show-stopping and so epic. And again, I'm amazed not a lot of people actually commented on that group, but we'll talk about that later on in this video. So in this video, I am going to just briefly talk about all the performances because honestly, I really enjoyed every performance this year. Of course, I do wish that more girl groups could have performed. There's actually a lot of girl groups and I don't know why they weren't able to perform. I don't know. But anyway, moving on. So I will give my brief thoughts on all the performances, and then in the end, I will list my top 5 favorite performances of the night. So with that being said, and in no particular order, let's start this discussion. By the way, if your favorite performances are different than mine, it is totally cool. You guys could have your top 3 favorite performances and they could be completely different from mine. The important thing is that we enjoyed the show and we enjoyed these performances. So yeah. So again, in no particular order right now, I gotta talk about Monsta X. Their performance was really good, Beast Mode and Love Killa, but I have to say Beast Mode was so good. First of all, I love Beast Mode, and I always said that that song would be a perfect concert starter, and Love Killa, they really did a great job in that. But if I had to pick between Love Killa and Beast Mode, I will totally go for Beast Mode just because the epicness of the song, and I really do love that song. Next is BTS, the group everyone was waiting for. They performed last on the show, and I think their performance for On was so good. How they used the stadium and they had a marching band. I thought it was so cool, and On is my favorite BTS song of the year, and it's really one of my top favorite songs, and I think they did a great job. I love it. The choreography is always epic, and I think they did a really great job with that song and utilizing the space of the stadium. And of course, their song Dynamite is always fun. I mean, it's a jam. And Life Goes On is a very sweet and hopeful song to end the award show. I think it was wonderful how they used that song to end the award show. I mean, because like I said, it is hopeful, it is optimistic, and it has a beautiful message. And Suga's hologram, that was a pleasant surprise. Of course, everyone missed seeing Suga. Overall, it was a sweet performance. Next is TXT. So I really like how their whole setup, they went back to like the 1970s, the disco era, and they did such a good job in their performance, and their cover for Dynamite was so good. I was so proud of them. But I have to say, my favorite performance of theirs is Blue Hour. First of all, I love that song. That song is one of my favorite TXT songs, along with a lot of their other songs. But yeah, Blue Hour is always so fun to watch. It's bright, I love the choreography, and it's really catchy, and it's one of my favorite songs. So TXT, good job. Next is NCT 2020. So I really liked how they included all 23 members in their performance. So of course it starts with the NCTU unit, and then it went on to Wavy, and then Dream, and then 127, and then just NCT 2020 with all 23 members. And I thought it was really cool, especially when Taeyong was kind of like floating in the air. That was really cool. It reminds me of Taemin's performance, which we'll talk about Taemin's performance in a little bit. And their performance of Resonance was really cool, very awesome. NCT, they are a 23 member group and they make it work all the time. I don't know how, but they do because they're amazing. All right, so speaking of amazing, the next performer is BoA. She is definitely the queen of K-pop. There's no one else that can be the queen of K-pop except for BoA. Her performance was really well done. I like how other girl groups were involved in her performance as well, but I have to say the moment that just, oh, it was icing on the cake, it was so good, is when they showed Taemin. Oh my goodness. That collaboration was so good. I mean, you got 2 legends performing together. I was speechless. I was so happy. Next up is Twice. Their stage was so beautiful, but I have to say their song for Cry For Me, oh my gosh, it gets me really excited for the official release of that song. I think the girls did such a great job, and I feel like that performance definitely shows their growth as artists and as a group. I mean, the choreography, the song, their vocals, so good. And again, their performance for More and More and Can't Stop Me, they're a jam. I love it, and it was really great. Next up is GOT7. So they looked like modern day Romeos. They looked like princes or kings. Their outfits were so good, and their performance for Not By The Moon and Last Piece was really well done. I love the choreography. JB's dance break, I wasn't expecting that, but I was so happy to see it because he owned it. It was really good, and I especially love the formations of the choreography, especially in Last Piece. GOT7 has some incredible choreography formations and stuff, and I feel like a lot of people overlook their choreographies, but really good. Next is IZ*ONE. So they performed La Vie en Rose, and that brought me back so many memories because the first Mamas that I watched was in 2018 and they performed La Vie en Rose. So I just have a lot of good memories with that song. And of course they performed Fiesta and Violetta, but my favorite performance was Secret Story of the Swan. That is one of my favorite songs from this group, and they did such a great job. The choreography, their outfits, the stage setup, it was beautiful, and it was chef's kiss. Now this is the group that everyone has been commenting on in my community post, and it is none other than Treasure. Oh, their performance was really cool. It was very futuristic, and I like how they are consistent in their concept. If you see their debut teaser videos, their music videos, and this performance, there is a cohesiveness to it. Their concept is modern, it's futuristic, and it is really cool. And I also enjoyed seeing the choreography. I feel like the camera work, especially in their performance, definitely showcased how in sync and how sharp these guys are. Honestly, Treasure is a very strong rookie group. There's no denying that. And I think the use of lasers and just all the different elements in their performance was really awesome. Also, their performance of the piano version of I Love You was so good. You could really hear their vocals, and I wish that they would release that version of the song officially because, like I said, it is so good. And I think this is a performance that people that kind of looked over Treasure or they didn't really want to get into Treasure, I feel like with this performance, I think a lot of people will start looking up who Treasure is because their performance was amazing. Next is the Japanese group J01. I believe that's how their group name is called. But basically this Japanese group, this is the first time that I saw them perform, and they did such a great job. The two songs that they performed are really catchy, and I think their formations and choreography was really well done. And I will definitely be checking out more of their stuff because I know that they have released music, and yes, so I will definitely be checking them out. Next is a girl group with one of my favorite songs of the year, and it is Oh My Girl. They performed Non-Stop. That song always puts me in a good mood. Listening to the added strings to the song made it so much more magical. Their choreography is so catchy and the song is so bright and happy, and I really enjoyed watching them perform. Next is (G)I-DLE with Dumdi Dumdi. I think their performance was really fun. The use of black light in their outfits and in the stage, it was really cool to watch, and this is another bright, fun summer song, and it definitely brought me back to the summer. Like, it just really reminded me of summer specifically, and it was so good, so fun to watch. Amazing. Next, we have another rookie group, and it is Cravity. So their performance for Break All the Rules is epic, it's hard-hitting, and their cover of Monsta X's songs was really, really well done. And Cravity is another group that definitely shows that they are strong. Their choreography was great, their vocals, their rap, they definitely owned the performance, and just seeing Cravity perform is always a treat. Next up, now this is the newest group out of all the groups that performed, and it is none other than Enhypen. So Sunghoon started the performance of him roller skating, I believe, because he used to be a figure skater. So I think how they incorporated that into this performance was really cool. It was so wonderful to see him do that. And then how Hee-sung started the song. And I mean, these guys, they literally debuted a week or two ago, and they're already performing at Mamas. But they definitely showed that this is another strong rookie group. And I like that their performance felt like a continuation of their music video, and I just thought it was well done. Also, I have to say, when Jay was in the middle, he owned it. I feel like Enhypen just keeps getting better. I mean, even in Island, you could see that they are strong performers, but I feel like in this performance, they really continue to show that growth. And seeing Jay, I feel like Jay has definitely improved, even though he was amazing before. Next is Hwa Sa. So with Hwa Sa, you never really know what you're gonna get in terms of performances. I mean, her performance last year was definitely unique, and this year it was so wonderful. She owned the stage, and listening to Maria is always a treat because the song is so catchy and it's really good. Speaking of catchy music, the next performer is Jessi. I think it was really cool how they invited her to perform. Her stage was really good with all the dancers, and Jessi owned it, and her singing NUNU Nana, I mean, that song is another really catchy song, and the choreography is also catchy. She did a really great job, so good job, Jessi. So next is another solo performer, and it is Taemin. Taemin's performance of Criminal, Heaven, and Idea was really good. I mean, every time Taemin performs, it's such a treat because he is a natural born performer. And then in the end, how he just goes up in the air, I thought that was really cool. Definitely, I wasn't expecting that. I like that also Taeyoung kind of did something like that. I don't know if there was a connection to that, but or maybe it's just an SM thing. I don't know, but he did a great job. All right, next up is 17. Their performance for Left and Right and Home Run, amazing. I love the change in concept. I like how in Left and Right they were very relaxed and they were just having fun, and then in Home Run they put on a show. I felt like I was watching a Broadway musical. I mean, and the transition with DK from one concept to the next was very cool to watch. And I just love how this performance was all about like the 1920s swing, big band sound. I love it, just like in their music video, and this performance was so epic. I really love it. 17, they never disappoint, and Home Run, one of my favorites. Love it, love it, love it, love it. More 1920s type of concepts, please, because it's really good. Next is another group that you never know what to expect when they perform at award shows, and that is Mamamoo. So far in 2018 and in 2019, their performances left people speechless. And this year, I think they also left people speechless because their whole performance was so grand. They had so many dancers, and their performance of Aya and Dinga, it looked like a party on stage. And at one point they even had a conga line. I mean, it was so fun to watch. I think they always do an incredible job at performing, and once again, you never know what you're gonna get with Mamamoo, but it's always fun to watch their performances because it is just, like I said, their performance in Mama's this year, it was literally like watching a party. Like, you just wanted to be part of it because it was just so fun. All right, next up is ATEEZ. So they announced that ATEEZ will be competing on Kingdom. So in case you guys don't know, I am a huge fan of Road to Kingdom. That show is so good. I filmed videos about it, but sadly I had to kind of take them down because of copyright. But anyway, they will be competing on Kingdom, and their performance of Answer and Inception, ATEEZ never disappoints. And seeing them do this whole dark concept, and of course I do miss Mingi, he wasn't performing, but I think the guys did a really great job. Next up, oh my gosh, this group, oh my gosh, so good, so good, and it is Stray Kids. Wow, Stray Kids definitely put on a show. They had the whole Roman Spartan theme, and again, this is another group that's going to be competing on Kingdom, and just seeing their performance, I don't know, like, I don't know if I'm ready for Kingdom, but I can't wait to watch it. Their performance in Mama's was so epic. I mean, the entire time I was just, my jaw dropped. I was just watching the whole performance. Like, I mean, I knew Stray Kids could put on a show. I mean, I went to their concert back in February, but just their performance in Mama's was insane. So good. And Bangchan looked really intimidating in a good way. And Hyunjin with his solo work, it was just, overall, it was amazing. All right, so next up, this performance, again, I am amazed. No one in my community post, at least not that I've seen, mentioned this group. Why? This performance is literally the most epic one of the night, and it is the Boyz. wow. There's no denying whether you're a fan of this group or their music or not, you cannot deny how epic their stage was. They had chariots. The whole part when the bridges just went up, this is literally their performance from Road to Kingdom, just a 2.0 or a 3.0 version of it. They went all out. They're a group that definitely utilized the entire space given to them, all the resources, all the props that they could get their hands on. They utilized it and they made this whole stage performance work. They put on a show. I know that the boys' performances are always great. I mean, if you see any performance of theirs on Road to Kingdom, you know they have show-stopping performances. So I was expecting something good from the boys for Mamas. But what they did was great. It went beyond my expectations that I had for the boys, and definitely show-stopping. I've rewatched that performance along with Stray Kids and ATEEZ multiple times already because I think they were so good. And this is just a glimpse of what we could expect on Kingdom. I'm excited for that show. I am really excited for that show. I'm pretty sure Kingdom will be one of my top favorite shows for 2021. I'm just saying. So now that I mentioned all of the performances, I will list my top 5, but I do want to point out that it's perfectly okay if your top favorite list is different than mine and your thoughts on some of these performances are different than mine, because these are just my own personal opinions. These are my thoughts. And like I mentioned, the important thing is that we enjoyed the performances. We enjoyed the night. That's the important thing. So another thing that I do want to say, that I really enjoyed all the performances of the night. All the artists and groups did an incredible job. Again, given the situation, I think they did a great job. I do listen to all these groups except the Japanese group, which I will be getting into their music because I've heard a lot of good things about them. So overall, I did enjoy all the performances. But if I had to pick top 5 favorites, it is. So at number 5 is 17. I love the big band. I already explained it, but yeah, 17, hands down. Number 4 is Mamamoo. And I'm pretty sure you guys already know where I'm going with this list. Mamamoo, again, amazing. Number 3 is ATEEZ, number 2 is Stray Kids, and number 1, of course, is the Boyz. So those are my top 5 favorite performances of the night, mostly because I was really shocked with each of their performances. I mean, with all the other performers, I mean, their stages were fantastic, but these 5 groups specifically, they definitely surprised me and they went beyond my expectation on what I thought their performances were going to be like. Overall, it was a fun night. The performances were great. It definitely brings a lot of hope and joy to people watching all around the world. I think Mamas did a really great job in all the stages. So you guys could feel free to let me know on the comments below which performances were your favorites. I'm pretty sure everyone will say Treasure, and rightfully so. Treasure, again, was really good. And Enhypen and all the other groups. So if you guys are new to my channel, hello and welcome. You guys could feel free to subscribe. I post reaction videos on a weekly basis, and I also have a blog where I talk more about comebacks, album reviews, and song reviews. I will link it on the description box. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you guys next time.